Hey everybody, so I'm in the United States and I just want to do a little intro to this next clip. And I'll talk a little bit about it on site when I was in Munich, but this is I want to say the Documentation Museum. I believe if you're going to research the rise of Nazism and the locations of some of their structures, from the very beginning to the very end there in Munich, this would be an excellent place to start because it discusses all that. It discusses the movement, it discusses the areas in Munich where these events had taken place. It discusses what these buildings once were and how they were changed over time. It's free to get in. I highly recommend that if you're going to want to walk in the footsteps, that this is where you start. Today, I believe, I want to say it's the 7th. It's the 7th of September. I'm actually sitting at the USO in Ontario Airport waiting for my flight that's going to take me back from here in Ontario through Atlanta to Ohio. I'm going to a friend of mine. He was an E9. His name is Bavaria. We used to call him Pork Chop. He's a Chief Master Sergeant. Retiring, so I'm going to his retirement this weekend, but that's where I'm sitting now. I'm back in the US. I'm just trying to catch up on those videos. I almost thought about not pushing this one out, but in all honesty, those who want to start doing some research or see these sites, this is the first place you need to go, is the Documentation Museum. It talks about all of it, gives you a good layout, and you can plan your day, and it's right across from the where all those 3 or 4 buildings are, where they are still standing. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Okay, so if you remember from the video yesterday, I pointed out this building. I call it like a one-dimensional flat building, and I forgot the significance. This is the Documentation Museum, and it's free to get into. I'm gonna go in just a moment, but right outside, which is almost more as important, it says, oh, let me turn it around. There's this pillar, it says historical site, and it talks about the building. Hold on, let me look at this real quick. I don't think this building is this one. I'm pretty sure that building and that building are the same. The bottom floors look the same. If not, then this building was where this one now stands. That might be, whoa, I just dropped my phone. That might be it, actually. But what's really cool is that it gives you this map right here, and this map shows you all the historical Hitler and Nazi building locations and where they're at. I walked right past this yesterday. I'm tired, so I'm not going to do it today. Then it talks about this, the Brown House. So I took a picture, I'll put it on my Facebook. But if you're trying to track down historical Nazi structures for historical purposes, this would be a good place to start. This actually is an aerial picture that says what it looked like, I guess before 1933, and this is after. This is where I was standing yesterday, was in this area while that construction was going on. I expected to see something more like that, but oh, and I think this building here is that building. And then this building here would have been this building, but it's no longer there. All right, so I'm gonna go check this out. Okay, cool. See what I see. Okay, I got a better understanding of things right now. So I'm standing right in this courtyard, basically. This long building here, this front of it, or this part facing, this is the Fuhrer building. I filmed that yesterday from this street side. But this section here is that section. That's what we're looking at right there, is this section here. This structure here is all opened, right? There's 2 of them. These were like shrines or something. And here there actually were, I guess, living areas. But this structure remains are right here. And I could see it on the other side of the street. Now this is kind of cool. I didn't see this yesterday, so I'm glad I came out today. So what that thing was on that post or that picture just now, there's the base somewhat of a foundation. And then I think across the street where the other one was, would have been in that tree line somewhere. Oh, I see it. Right where that guy's walking, look past him. Right there. There's the base to that other structure that made it what am I thinking of? Oh, I can't remember the term when something's on both sides. But anyways, yeah, so there's the base of that. And then, hold on, I'll show you the other building that I'm at. So this structure here is no longer here. This is the one that's gone. I think that one's gone too. I think that's gone. But this is gone, and this is the building that's in its place, which is the Documentation Museum, which I'm going to be going into now. But yeah, this is, if you're going to explore this stuff, come over here. This is a good place to start. You got to get a really good layout of where all the other structures are and what they used to be used for. All right, so on the other side of that pillar, and this is what I was kind of describing yesterday, where you saw like endless rows of soldiers. So when I was saying that, I was standing over here on the building that faces here, looking in. This is the building. This building's gone. That building is here. That's what that is. These were destroyed by the U.S. military after 1945. Those were the bases that I just showed you. One's there, and then this building's still here. This is the base of one of, they called it a Nazi temple or something. And God, this is really amazing. I can't believe I just walked past this yesterday, but I'm glad I came back today because this really gives you a good visualization. I mean, look at all that. You wouldn't imagine being there, all those guys would have fit in there. But there's that one building that's on this side, one building on this side, and there's one building facing here. There's some of the destruction. And it says here that no other German city is as closely connected with the rise of Nazism as Munich. And then it goes on to say the Brown House was destroyed in 1945. The U.S. military government had the Nazi temples of honor demolished in 1947. Only the bases remained, which I just showed you. The Führer building, which is behind me, and the NS-DAP administration building were converted for cultural use. So what they were in the process of removing any symbolism or functionality of what Nazism once stood for. This is a really good place to start if you're going to explore this stuff. So if you're going to take a guided tour, make sure you come over here first. Okay, this next clip is another black and white. I'm at the mezzanine level and I'm looking down towards the screen, and what you're going to see is the implosion or explosion or the demolition of I think they were called something temples. I forgot exactly, but these were in the same vicinity. Now, the significance of it is when you're looking at the black and white footage portraying the destruction of this temple or shrine that the Nazis put up to revere those 16 people that died in 1930s when Hitler was doing the I forgot what they called it, the pub push or the push, Hitler's push or whatever, when he ran into the Bavarian police and lost that confrontation. This is one of those shrines. As you're watching the movie, look to the left, look outside the window of the structure that I'm in. Right outside the window, you see the remnants of the shrine, just the baseline, and they just turned it into a big planter, so all these plants are growing out of it. I do believe it was by design, that you can actually watch the destruction of it and then look outside the window and see the foundations and the footings of what once was and what it looks like now. Hey everybody, I'm actually back in the United States. I just wanted to do a quick intro on this next segment. What you're going to see, by the way, I'm at my Route 66 Rancho Cucamonga Richfield service station. Huge history about that. There's more on my other channel about the service station, but I volunteer here like 2 days a month, sometimes 3 days. So today I'm volunteering, and we just had a couple come in from France, which was really cool. But let me get back to topic. This next clip, what you're going to see is a black and white of period time newsreel footage of what I was describing earlier. It shows pedestrians walking and some bicyclists, and they're doing the Nazi salute, the Heil Hitler salute, which was required for them to do after Hitler came into power, and he made that one area a monument to the 14 Nazi uprising people that got killed that night. I think they call it the Hitler push or the beer push or something like that, beer hall push, where they were going through the streets, promoting Nazism. They were confronted by the Bavarian police, and there was an exchange of gunfire. And the Nazis that night lost that confrontation. But when they became into power, they, obviously, they were dictators. So they said, look, this is where our 14 people died. So now we're going to make this square area, this plaza area, piazza, however you want to look at it, we're going to make it into a memorial for those 14 that died. So to render respect of these people who were like martyrs for our cause, you're going to have to do the Heil Hitler salute. So that's what you're going to see. I just wanted to explain it before you saw it.
Well, thank you so much, you too.
We're done.
Yeah, we got it. Why don't you just